Hello, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Mongakity, the podcast where three friends come together and break down what's new in the Japanese music industry. This is the podcast for the week of May 8th, 2020. I'm your host, Ken, and with me we have Gray.
What's happening, dudes?
And Luna.
Hey everyone, Oginki.
I'm alive.
I am doing well as far as I can go, I guess.
Yay.
Woohoo!
What have we been listening to? Let's start with you, Gray, since we missed you last week.
Yeah, I have mostly been listening to Ivy, AAA, the Common Rider openings. Yeah, I have been listening to all of that, which is mostly pop stuff. The Music Corner is a nice little rock band. I was checking out Chie Fujikawa's newest album, and she did a cover of Far and Beyond by Asian Kung Fu Generation. I sent it to you, Ken. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out, but she did a solid job. I thought she did a pretty excellent job, and that new album is pretty good. I really, really enjoyed that album. I really felt like she mixed it up a lot more in the new album than she did in her older work, and it really shows. So I felt like the new album was pretty good and exciting, and yeah. Other than that, I haven't been listening too much. What have you guys been up to?
So I've been listening to a hodgepodge of stuff again. So some AAA. I went back to Kodakumi with Driving Hits, her first one, which is a classic. Also been listening to Mo Edu, as she has a new song dropping. And some Narcry Talkie again. I just can't get enough of them. I am in love with them. Some Taraxu, you'll hear a little bit about more later, and Hayashibara Megumi. I'm hoping everyone knows who she is, but if you don't, she is a very famous seiyuu who did Lena Inverse in Slayers and did all the opening ending themes, along with a lot of other anime that's very, very famous. So I have been addicted to her because of that new Slayers album that dropped, the Megumix. And Try Again is one of my favorite songs. But I think that's really about it. It's just been some random choices. What about you, Ken?
So I went back to Syrup, and I've been listening to a lot of his stuff again. And then I went back to Sodane with his Mr. Mind EP. I've been kind of going back to the little R&B hip-hop stuff. So besides Sodane, I've been listening to Cough with Mr. CC also again, and then Clack Clacks with their Temperance Volume 2. Been listening to a lot of just hip-hop R&B stuff, kind of getting into the mood of that for a bit. But probably next week is going to probably be all rock. It's just depending on my mood as of late. But besides that, I've been listening to the lovely Persona 5 Royale soundtrack. Just finished that, so that's 90 hours of my life just gone. I've pretty much been playing all JRPGs for the last three weeks, so the good thing about this quarantine was I've been able to play them all. But besides that, nothing new out of the ordinary, no juicy playlist, no gyrating in front of the couch or anything like that. But besides that, let's continue on to the news here, and not much this week, very short amount, but very good nonetheless. First off is going to be our lovely Music Corner alumni Blue Encount released the music video for their track Hummingbird on their official YouTube channel. This released across all digital music streaming platforms on April 8th and was the latest release by the band since their single Polaris of November of last year. You can check out more information about that on our site, as long as the music video in question, it is a very lovely blue tint, so encompassing their name, so go check it out.
Yeah, I'm hyped for this. This looks really good, so I can't wait.
Yeah. Well, you should download it because it's already available.
Will do.
Continuing on up, it is the lovely 8-member Korean boy band, or boy group, sorry, not band. Stray Kids announced that they will be debuting their first Japanese single called T.O.P. Japanese version on June 3rd. Both tracks on the single T.O.P. and Slump are currently being used for the action anime Tower of God as the opening and ending theme respectively, and they put out all the stops to make sure that their Japanese debut is a very successful one. You can check out all the information about that on our site, as long with the pre-order links as well. And then continuing on up, to the lovely three-member rock band Osage released the music video for the track Hurts on Muffin Disc's official YouTube channel. This is going to be part 2 of the upcoming double A-side track that released back on April 29th and was their latest release since their mini album October, which dropped in October. You can check out all the information about this on our site as long as with the order links for the single as well. And then continuing on up, it is the lovely 4-member rock band Postman announced that they will be releasing their first album, Hopeful Apple, on July 1st. This will be the latest release by the band since their EP Meishin back in December of last year, and will drop a 13-track total. You can check out all the information about that on our site, as long as their song Shimmering and Flashing on our site as well. And then continuing on up, after the successful release of her latest album, Shining Land, singer/songwriter Ami Sakaguchi released the music video for her track Akenai on her official YouTube channel. Used to be the lead track for the album, which debuted back in February. The music video was directed by Shin Ishihara and brought to life by a backup band, and it keeps a very simple and majestic composition that leans on Sakaguchi's vocal strength and enticing listeners to listen to more. You can check out all the information about this on our site, as long as with the order links for the album as well.
Moving on up to the next article, we're going to be talking about 5-member boy group Tomorrow Cross Together, or Tomorrow X Together. I'm not 100% certain on the name of like what the X is, but they are also known in Korea as TXT. And they have announced that they are going to be making their big Japanese debut with the mini album The Dream Chapter Eternity, which is set to be released on May 18th. At the time of posting this, the pre-orders were not up yet, so we don't have links to those, but you can check out the concept trailer thing that they had for it in the video below. So if you are a Korean fan and you're excited for this is definitely something to be on the lookout for.
And continuing on up, it is the vocalist Macaroon and Toshiaki Chiku announced that not only did they drop a brand new single, Kodomo no Otoroki, across all digital streaming platforms, they also released the music video for it on Kishi Bros Entertainment official YouTube channel. Prior to this release, the single was actually going to be a celebration between the both vocalists and will culminate into a brand new album. However, because of everything going on, they decided to just delay it just a tiny bit on May 27th and just to deliver the single as is, as a good of faith. You can check out all the information about this on our site, as long with the music video as well. It is a very interesting one as that. I've been kind of looking at her concepts for quite a while, and it was quite interesting to take a look.
Speaking of another interesting group, our next article is going to be on Advent Pop Quintet Spirit Fest, as they have announced that they're going to be dropping a brand new album titled Mirage, which is set to come out at the end of May on May 28th. The new album will contain a total of 14 tracks. It's going to be released in 2 editions, and it'll feature their unreleased singles that like they have like some singles that they've released, and then it'll have the ones, it'll compile some of those as well. In the article, there is the video for their song Zenbu Honto, which will be on the upcoming album. So if you want like a little preview, a window into the album, you can definitely check that out and get a taste for them and their music.
And then continuing on up, it is popular tomorrow folk rock band Rothbard Baron announced that they will be releasing a brand new single called Special across all digital music streaming platforms. This is going to be the latest release by the duo since their album Kemono Tachi no Namae back in November of last year. And this isn't the only announcement that they've done, as this is going to be not only their first digital single, they also announced that they will be releasing a brand new album coming in the fall. Unfortunately, there are no other announcements about the album except the release period, but you can look forward to us reporting on that as well. You can check out all the information about that on our site, as long as with the digital music streaming link on our site as well. Beatmaker and vocalist Adu2, or Adu Square, announced that he'll be releasing a brand new album titled Little Heaven on June 10th. This comes off the heels of his latest digital release single Go Away, featuring Kid Friskino and Campania. And not only will this album will not only feature those two artists, but he'll be collaborating with a lot of other different artists, such as NF, Zasho, and Akira. You can check out more information about this on our site, as long with the digital links for Go Away as well. But yeah, continuing on with this week's music corner, I have taken the reins for this week, and I started to go about the lovely 3-member rock band Trax. So they formed back in 2014 of Fukuoka, and while not rewriting the book, so to speak, on what it means to be an alternative band in this dime a dozen Japanese market, they take a page off of similar alternative bands from the West from the early aughts, and kind of like the pop punk kind of thing, where they prioritize synergy above everything else, and kind of helps them stand above and beyond their peers at certain times. You can listen to a lot of their tracks, such as Daydream and 17 Years, where they have vocalists and guitarist Yonosuke Ikuta's high vocal range kind of being like the peanut butter to the band's composition jelly, making them nothing to be ignored at. Some of the songs might be sensory overload because it is very high energy, and I kind of got that after listening to a couple songs, but even those listeners kind of complain how much of a well-oiled machine they are, from just everything kind of fits into pace perfectly, and it makes the band so much as good as a whole. And it's very interesting to listen to them, because I was like, I wasn't sure how to tackle their approach, because it was a lot of sensory overload, and I didn't know how to think of this bum rush of sound. There's certain things that I particularly look for in a rock band, specifically for these kind of rock bands, and the sensory overload might be a little bit for some, and it was for me at the beginning, but listening to a lot of what they have to offer, I kind of understood their composition at certain points, and I was like, yeah, if it wasn't like this, the band couldn't fit well, unfortunately. But that's what I ended up really liking about them, that they still keep on doing this kind of style, and they just go balls to the wall action, which I just love. They did have a slower start at most, and they have participated in several compilation albums back in 16, 17, and the 19s. They had their first single back in 2017 called She Is Always Late, and they released 2 mini albums called On My Way Home and Always on My Dream, with their first album, Inside Out, which we reported a couple weeks back, set to release on May 20th. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. I kind of had a feeling how you guys would approach it, but let's hear how you guys take it. So Luna, why don't you go first?
So they reminded me of high school, actually. And that's one of the reasons I ended up really enjoying them, is the high energy, the punk, like the punk stuff I used to listen to. And it brought me back to those days when I enjoyed that music. And I still do. I feel like I don't hear as much of it now on the radio, which is probably for me why I don't gravitate for it like I used to. But it was this nostalgia feeling, and they had some great, powerful songs. I also like how they approach their music, as each of their songs are under 3 minutes, and they're short, to the point, and they really make you, in that short time span, you get hooked to it and you remember it. And that's one of the other reasons I enjoyed it. Like, Silly Man was great. Magic. Those were the 2 that were my favorite. First off was Silly Man and Magic. Daydream was fantastic. And I was watching some of their live performances. They have so much energy, and it gravitates toward you, and you pull that in and you feel it. Their 17 Years song was fantastic. And I just love what they encompass, is they just bring so much to the table, and to me that makes them a little bit unique is the short tracks, and I actually like their name, it's short and easy. But I think their vocals are great. The guitar, there are some guitar solos that you hear in there when they go on a riff. Oh my god, it is fantastic. So just hearing them play just brings back so much, and I'm so glad you introduced them to me, because it really made me go back to the days I enjoyed this type of music.
Okay, so if you want to break a man's heart, you introduce them to a band like this and not have them on Apple Music, where it's like, I want to listen to more of their stuff. Yeah, these guys are awesome. I absolutely loved all the stuff that they had on YouTube. I think I've listened to them like every song like 3 or 4 times. I love their energy. I love their spirit, and they really do hit that punk rock vibe to it. And they do have short songs, but I've always, like, when you're doing punk rock, you don't want like a 5-minute song. It's too much. Like a good 2.5, 2-minute song, maybe 3 at the absolute most, it is a really good time length for a punk rock song. And a lot of their songs are really right in that sweet spot where at the end of it, you're like, ooh, that was really good. Because if it was any longer, I feel like the song would, or the idea would wear itself out just a little bit. But because they keep them short, they really impact you and really stay with you as you listen to them. And I really, really love, they're great musicians, great vocalist. I really, really like the lead singer. I think he's got a good punk voice, and he really knows how to deliver it. So these guys are awesome. You can tell they're young too, so their career is just getting started, and it'll be really interesting to see where they go from here. And I'm eager. I thoroughly enjoyed these guys. I thought they were fantastic.
Yeah, to go on your thing, they're great. I completely understand. If the song was longer, I think it would lose a lot of the edge that it originally had.
Yeah.
With it being such a shorter song. And that's what I meant by sensory overload. If it was a longer song, I think I would be so drowned out by it that I don't think I'd be able to listen to it much more. But it makes its climax, it ends, and then I'm just like, okay, yeah, I can move on with my life with another composition that they do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's good. It doesn't overstay its welcome at all. It's just like in there.
It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, you can check out more information about them on our site. We have their official website and Twitter and all that stuff, as long as the pre-order links for their upcoming first album, Inside Outside, on our site as well.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, let's continue on to the Oricon here. It's a really pathetic week, to be perfectly honest.
That is very true.
State of Emergency and Golden Week literally wrecked the chart this past week. So I'm going to preference on saying this. So we do a combined chart. We do physical, download, and streaming all into one beautiful number. If we were still doing the show how we originally did it, where we did it only physical, the numbers were pretty bad. I think it was like 2,000 was number one. 2,000 physically sold.
I think it was actually 6,000, but that's not much better.
It's not much better, man. And to the point that they gave up ranking the numbers at number 5 because it was just so pitiful. But with the combined charts, we get to see old tracks, but their numbers are increased because of the digital only aspect or the streaming aspect of it. So there's that. And we'll see a lot of lovely hits. So with that, first off, it is going to be Shukume by Official Higedandism. It's been a while since I saw the song, so you guys still remember this song?
I was listening to it last week, so yes, I do.
So you probably were the reason why this number got on.
Actually, I listened to it more than once last week, but I listened to my physical copy. Maybe once streaming. Or twice.
I remember it. I remember it has a baller trumpet solo in the front of it. Yeah,
I was gonna say it's the trumpet song that you were pioneering very, very much so.
Yeah, then I heard "I Love" and it became really hard to pioneer the song.
Yeah. See, told you.
Like that is their best song. Like in my humble opinion, I Love is their best song, and Japan agrees with me, so that's what counts.
Yes, it does. For this time. But yeah, continuing. This week it sold a lovely 8,293 points. And continuing on up to number 9, it is Shiawase no Hogo Shoku. Can't say much of it. You pretty much heard my thoughts about it. But this week it sold a lovely 8,661 points. And continuing on up to Marigold by good old Aimyon. So it's good to see Aimyon there.
Yes.
I haven't seen her on the charts in like forever.
It's been a while. It's been a good while.
The score is probably thanks to me because I listened to this a lot on streaming when I was traveling. And I watched it on YouTube, and I watched all the live performances, and I was
The
listening to my
YouTube
physical
stuff probably
copy.
didn't really help, but
I had it on Spotify because I listened to Marigold and Haruno Hi a lot, along with a lot of other stuff.
regardless, Marigold this week sold a lovely 9,169 points. And going on up to number 7, it's Parabola by Official Hige Dandism. It's still on there, still doing strong. I mean, it's pretty freaking sad, spoiler alerts here, when 1, 2, 3, 4 of the top 10 is one band, but that's just the nature of the beast with digital and streaming.
Yes.
It kind of just shows how freaking popular this band became overnight because of digital and streaming.
Yeah.
But regardless, Parabola sold a lovely 9,392 points. And going on up to number 6, it is Yoru ni Kakeru by the lovely Yoasobi. So, what do you guys think of this track? This is the first new track. Well, I put in quotations new because it was originally released back in December of last year.
It's new to us, which is what matters most.
It's new to us. Yeah. So what did you guys think of it?
I actually really liked this one. I thought her voice was absolutely gorgeous. It was a beautiful song, very relaxing. And it kind of reminded me of the Yorushika song we listened to last week. A little bit. It gave me that feel. However, it was just a beautiful, peaceful one. And out of the new ones this week, I don't know what is my favorite because I absolutely love this one. And it was just a nice, cute song that could easily go to an anime. That's what it reminded me of. It had that feel. However, it really sticks with you. And I think it's her voice that also makes it, along with a really nice melody.
Yeah, honestly, I thought this was a pretty decent song, and that was really the thing that stuck out to me was this really sounds like an anime opening. That's not a slam or a dig, it's just a thing. But it's it's a pretty solid one, and I thought like the animated music video was really cute and fun, so yeah, it wasn't too bad.
So I thought the song was very interesting. It is very anime inspired, but that's probably because she is signed with Sony, and this song will probably be used for an anime of some sort. And this was her debut track, and she released another digital track. I'm trying to remember what it is right now. I believe it is Ano Yume Nakuso. So I think it just released this year also. So it's very interesting to see someone who's kind of fairly new in the market kind of get somewhat of a bump because of her unique style. So Yasobi is someone that I kind of will keep an eye on, but the fact that she does do these illustration music videos does kind of help her because it does garner a certain type of audience, and that certain type of audience is very, very hardcore with their musical taste. And this kind of fits that puzzle, and which I kind of did like. And it is something out of the usual things that we listen to for the charts that kind of just placed in very well. Kind of reminds me of Yorushika.
I'm glad that her debut track made it on here. I think that's amazing to make an Oricon top 10 for that. So I'm really happy for her, and I'm looking forward to her other music.
Yeah, that's for darn sure. Regardless, Yoru ni Kakeru sold a lovely 10,565 points, and going on up to number 5, it is Hakujitsu. Once again, nothing more I can say here. It's been on the charts for a handful of times. Love it, but I would want to see another song by them. It's, like I said last week, it's getting on the Lisa side of things where their next song needs to be a hit, and it kind of was, but then it still petered out against Hakujitsu.
Yeah.
So.
But Hakujitsu has such an original sound to it. I think that's what really lended itself to its longevity. Is a very unique song.
Yeah, it is a very unique song. With their vocal strengths is on freaking point. Not to say that their vocal strengths aren't on point with their other tracks, but this really freaking showed it.
Oh, 100%.
This made a statement to, hey, you guys should be checking us out, kind of thing. And that was the first thing when I first originally saw that music video a year and a half ago now, that really pointed me out to them. But yeah, this week it's So They Lovely, 13,207 points. And going on up to number 4, it is Pretender by Official Hige Dandism. Can't say nothing much else.
Still here. Still clocking.
Still here. Like I said, when 4 tracks of this week is the same artist, eventually we're going to see some repeats, but a year and a month now that this kind of been on it. We can discount the month because it's been on here for about a year now. This week, Pretender So They Lovely, 14,739 points. And going on up to number 3, it is Kosui by the lovely Ito. So, that's also very interesting because this is the first time we've heard of them as well. So what did you guys think of it?
I liked it. It had a very acoustic, original feel to it. I think his voice matched very well with that style that he did. It was a beautiful track, and his voice was very unique.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun light number. The music video, if you do watch the music video for the song, is really weird. Just a little bit. Because it's him singing in a black room and then a lady dancing over there to the side, and she gets into it. Let's just say it that way. Amir gets involved at one point, and it was a very entertaining dance to watch. If anything, that was entertaining. But the song itself was really good. I like Luna said, he has a very acoustic style, very great voice. And it wound up being a pretty solid track, even if it had the interesting music video. So I thought this was pretty solid. It'd be interesting to see if he pops up on the charts again, because this was a pretty solid track.
Yeah, it was really solid, and I liked the acoustic aspect of it, and it kind of grounded everything, so to speak. So that was one thing that I ended up really did liking about the track. It was, like I said, very, very different from everything that we've been kind of listening to over the last couple of weeks. It's kind of on the vein of Yoru ni Kakeru, where it is something just placed on a different spectrum, so to speak, from what we've been kind of listening to. So I very, very liked it, and I would highly look forward to whatever is going to be released after this.
I am as well. I would like to hear more from him and see what his next track will be.
Regardless, Kosui sold a lovely 15,009 points. And going on up to number 2, it is Gorenge by Lisa. We had this talk for like the last 2 to 3 weeks now. The amount of pressure that Lisa is going to have for this next song is going to be astro-freakonomical because of how much Gorenge sold now at this point.
Well, and the thing that's really helped this song, not great song, I'm not trying to down talk it or downplay it, but it was attached to a mega popular anime that's still talked about every day. Like, there's not a day I don't go on Facebook, I don't see a Demon Slayer meme, or I'm not on Twitter, I don't see somebody talk about Demon Slayer. Like, it's been off now for several months, and people are still talking about the anime. They're still talking about the manga series. It's still a really hot property, and
I mean,
that
it
really
didn't really help.
It
didn't help that it's won Anime of the Year for Crunchyroll's Anime Awards.
Yes, it did.
So it didn't really help that much. But you don't see other anime songs that are fairly popular hit this well.
True, because last year was the Rising of the Shield Hero, and Rise and Faith. They didn't make this like Gorenge did. So no, I mean it has been Gorenge has been.
It's because people want Lisa to step on their naughty. That's what. That's the whole thing.
She is a very pretty lady, to put it mildly. So yeah, no. This song's. I mean, it's a great song. I love this song. Honestly, in my opinion, like the song was the best thing about the show from what I've seen. But I've only seen the first 2 episodes. I need to get back to watching that. But yeah, no, it is. I'm certain she is feeling the pressure because I think she's under Sony, and Sony is looking at these numbers like, ooh, look at that last one we did. We need another one just like that. Go. And so hopefully she. I mean, she's talented. She's been in the business for years. So I think she's. If anybody knows what they're doing, she knows what she's doing. So that's good.
Regardless, this week, Gorenge sold a lovely 19,396 points, and going on up once again to number 1, I Love by Official Hige Dandism. I probably had supported this as well for a little bit, because I was listening to this digitally as well. It's a great workout track, too.
I can see that. But it's definitely their best song. I can see why it's number 1, and ever since they've dropped this song, it has consistently outpaced Pretender. So, I mean, if I Love is anything like Pretender, it'll be on here at this time next year.
I probably contributed to I Love as well due to the fact that I was also listening to it on streaming. It's a great track, and I still love Pretender. I also contributed to that one as well.
Regardless, I Love sold a lovely 21,585 points. And with that, let's continue on to the albums just for a bit here. And it didn't really change all too much there. So Cole, the Worst Complete Box, yeah, he's a very talented rapper, so I could see him getting on there. Pedro's with their latest albums also on there for number 9. Orion Blue by Udu at number 8, so I'm kind of jealous that you got it, Luna. Arrival of Voice Boys by Voice Boy at number 7. The Ceremony by King New at number 6. Benjamin Jasmine with their debut album Benjamin Jasmine at number 5. I kind of covered them, but I can also see why they also got on the chart, because they had not only a regular edition, but they had member only albums edition. So chin that chart there, kind of doing the AKB ploy there. Number 4 is Traveler by Official Hige. Your Story finally bumped down from number 2 to number 3 by Juju, so it's good on her to still keep in the running. Face by Da Ice at number 2, and Suck My World by the Oral Cigarettes there at number 1. So it's good to see Oral Cigarettes. It's been a while since I heard that name, honestly. But with that, I want to thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Ongakuryu. You can follow us at all the social media things at Ongakuryu on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow the site at ongakuryu.com. You can follow us on YouTube at Ongakuryu. Like, rate, subscribe, pound that like button. Take a look at our YouTube only anime episode. Hopefully you guys like that still again. Then you can follow our 3 affiliates. First, it is Koryu Hunter. He is a Twitch streamer. Unfortunately, he's been going through a lot of duress as of late because his internet isn't playing fairly nice with him. But you can check him out at twitch.tv/KoryuHunter, KYORYUHUNTER. You can also follow our other affiliate, Timbertaft. He is a Twitch streamer in his own right. And you can follow him at twitch.tv/Timbertaft, TIMBERTAFT. You can also follow our other affiliate, Rose, your sister.
Yes. She's been streaming Monster Hunter, and she's been doing some art stuff, and also RuneScape. So she looks like she is back on the stream, and she mainly streams at night if you were in the U.S.
Yeah, so you can check her out at twitch.tv/RainstarKitty, RAINSTARKITTY. And you can check out the lovely podcast that I do with Lou and Timber, called Podosaurus. It is available on all the lovely podcast things where you can find it, and it is also located on YouTube as well. The next episode we are probably going to heavily spoilers about Final Fantasy VII Remake and our thoughts, well, mostly mine and Lou's thoughts. I don't think Timber's ever going to play that game because he doesn't have a PS4, and we'll probably go into spoilers about Persona 5 as well. So a lot of games. I've been playing too much. A lot of games.
I mean, enjoy it while you can.
Yes, I am. There's no way on God's green earth I would have been able to finish 7 and Royal within the at the rate I was going.
Yeah. So yeah, enjoy all you can because
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, regardless, you can check us out on all the lovely Twitters. You can find me at OTYCan1, where I am going criminally insane about all the lovely things. Sorry about the people that just woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning my time and just got blasted by tweets about Rosalia. Because Bang Dream was doing their Golden Week live stream, so every single band that had a concert did a live viewing of it with commentary. So I was like, yep, I love it. So I haven't had a good night's sleep in the last 5 days. Yeah, you can find me at OTYCan1. You can find our lovely affiliate Renford at RenfordD. Where can we find you, Gray?
you can find me on Twitter at OnGakuGray, where I tweet about what I'm watching, what I'm listening to, all that fun stuff. I've been a little quiet as of late just because summer and all that fun jazz. I literally wound up watching the whole anime of World Trigger in a week, and now I've been trying to get caught up in the manga. So that's been kind of like the thing I've been high on as of late, trying to take a break from tokusatsu, but the break is swiftly ending because I'm missing it. I was missing it after the first day, and the I just grow every day missing it. Like the weeklies aren't enough. I need more. So that just follow me on there, and I will keep you posted on what I'm doing and all that fun stuff. And yeah.
And you, Luna?
You can find me at a couple things. I've been somewhat quiet, in a way not, but on Twitter, you can check me out at LunaMaria87. I am also that on Letterboxd, where you can see which movies I'm watching, if I'm watching any. You can also find me on My Anime List and Anime Planet to see what anime I have logged recently at LunaMaria87. And on Instagram, I am Nerdy Collector Luna.
But yeah, once again, I want to say thank you once again for listening to this week's episode of Ongaku Dio. I'm your host, Ken, saying thank you very much and have a great day. Aloha.
This is Luna saying thank you very much for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. You have a great rest of your week. Ja matane.
And this is great. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time.